I pressed record. Hey class, over here. So today we're gonna learn about rocks, okay? So by first we're gonna start watching a very fun guy that I used to watch as a kid. His name is Bill Nye.
Bill Nye the Science Guy, brought to you by rocks. Did you ever stop to think that the whole world is covered with rocks? And every rock used to be different. When you're looking at a rock, you're looking at history. Careful. See, all the rocks in the world used to be melted rock, what we call molten rock. Molten. Like this molten rock in here. You see the bubble on top? It's from the heat. It's just like the rocks that come out of volcanoes. Rocks like this, rocks like this, rocks like these. You see these pits? They were formed by bubbles and liquid rock that came out of a volcano. Now sometimes the rock from volcanoes will come up onto the Earth's surface. Now when these rocks get on the Earth's surface, they push other rocks down. It pushes down on the layers below. Push the old rocks down. Push them down, and they'll squeeze together and swirl around. And when they put together, they form a new type of rock, like the minerals that are swirled together in this piece of marble. Anyway, wind and rain moving over the Earth's surface break rock down into sand. Sometimes enough water will flow through the dust and sand, mix them together, push it around, it'll dry out again and turn back into rock like these. Good thing I have my safety glasses on. Now this process where rocks are formed, broken down, and reforming as they come out of the molten earth and turn back into dust, into rocks again, has been going on since the world was formed. Billions of years ago. Rocks! 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 Rocks!
Rocks are formed in different ways. All the material in this sandstone once belonged to other rocks. That rocks.
Scientists like to think of three types of rock.
Okay, we're gonna
Now, the
stop
first
here.
type,
So now I'm gonna hand y'all some worksheets, and we're gonna go over these worksheets as a group. And then, where's the other one? And then we're going to go over the vocabulary. So I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. So the first page you will see is this page with the word My Rock on it. I also have it up on the screen, and it should have 4 boxes like this. If you don't see that, will you please let me know? And then the next page on the back should look like this with sentence stems, which we will go over. Then the next page will look like this. If you don't have it, please let me know. The next one is about shapes. Then the next one is looking at different types of rocks. And then the last one is about color. Does everybody have one of each?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're gonna start by looking at the second page, the one with the sentence stems on it. Can everybody pull that out for me? Got it? So on this first one, it says My Rock, and it says My Rock Looks Like. So when I say My Rock Looks Like, if y'all could repeat it. So for example, I would say My Rock Looks Like, and you would guys say what My Rock looks like. Ready? So my rock looks like.
My rock looks like.
Good. And then we're gonna move on to shape. The shape of my rock is. The shape of my rock is. The color of my rock is. The color of my rock is. And then finally, my rock feels. My rock feels. Okay, we're gonna go over each type of sentence, starting with the texture. So if everybody pulls out their texture, it looks like this. So firstly, we're gonna talk about rough rock. So I have a rock right here. I will pass it around and everyone can feel it. And it's going to feel very bumpy, very rough. Might even feel like it has dirt on it. So I'll bring it, don't worry. And then everyone, once we get a look at it, at the rock, we're gonna talk about why it's rough. It's rough because it's a rock that has bumps and sharp edges. It's not smooth like the table. If you feel the table is smooth. And there's also different types of rough rocks. There's bumpy rocks, rocks with bumps on it. It's not a smooth rock, but it's also not a rough rock. And I have a bumpy rock right here. And then a smooth rock would be smooth like the table. Thank you. There you go. So now that we learned about texture, we went over texture, we're gonna look at shape. So there are different shapes of rocks. There's circle, oval, which is this long circle, and then there's also square and like a diamond. A diamond is this is a square, this is a diamond. It's just a square, but looks a little bit different. So, for example, this rock, we would be considered oval because it's not fully circle and it's not fully oval because it's long. This rock could be considered square for its lines on the side, but it could also be considered circle because of its dome-like shape. So now we're going to go over observation. Observation is the one with the cracks on it, with the 3 circles. And the first one says cracks where it looks broken. So on that first rock, it had the smooth side and it had little cracks in it and it felt like dirt. And the next one is caved in, and the first rock that I showed you guys also had some caved in parts, like right here, and on this smooth part, there are some caves in there, and then the pointy rock was the second rock. It has like little tiny points on it. Maybe you might have felt a little sharp when you felt it. And lastly, we're going to talk about color. Color, each rock is different. Every rock is different in the color-wise, so there could be blue rocks, brown rocks, green rocks, pink rocks. And this rock, do you guys know what color this is? This rock could be, yes, brown or gray.
It has white on it.
It does have white on it, good, very good observation skills. This one, do you guys know what color this one would be?
Blue.
Blue, very good. This one also has some white on it and maybe a little bit of brown in some spots, maybe some pink. And yes, purple maybe. So now we're gonna go back to the top and we're gonna look at the first page, the one without the sentences on it. Does everybody still have it?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to pass out some crayons and some pencils. Here's some colored pencils. You could pick a pencil with a cute eraser if you like. There's that one. There you go. You want a green eraser? yellow eraser?
Green.
A green one? Okay. Here you go. You're welcome. And I have a sharpener and an extra eraser if anybody needs it. So we're going to look at the second rock. The second rock, which will be right here. The second rock, we are going to look at the picture with the eyes on it. There's the box with the eyes. And you're going to draw what you see. I will pass around the rock, and each one of you can take turns looking at the rock and drawing what you see. I will pass out the first rock too, so you can draw which one you like. And remember, this one is just about what it looks like, not about what it feels like or what color it is. Remember, you have these pages here with little circles on it, and it'll show you what each thing is. So you're just gonna draw the rock for what it is, not for the texture, not for the shape. You're just gonna draw the rock. And then if everyone will let me know when they're done, we can move on. You're done? Okay. Yes. Everybody done?
I'm done.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to shape. So if you pull out that shape page, the one with the circles and the squares. So now we're gonna draw the shape on the box that has a circle, triangle, and a square underneath it, which will be this top one above the hand. So you're just gonna draw either a circle or a square, an oval, or maybe a diamond based on the rock you have. Raise your hand when you're done. Okay? Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the color. The color, that one has a crayon on it. This box has a crayon on it. You're gonna draw the color. You could draw just a little scribble of color, what it is, of the color it is, of whatever shape you want. I just want the color of the rock in the box with the crayon. Yes?
If we see more than one color, do we put all the colors?
You
Or
can
just
if you
color?
want. You can if you want. It's totally up to you. This is your rock. And then raise your hand when you're done. Okay, so now that we've done the look, the shape, and the color, we're gonna go to the texture. So if you take out your texture page, the one with the 3 circles that we talked about, that was bumpy, rough, and smooth. So now you're going to draw one of these circles in the square that has the hand on it. One up here that has the hand on it, you're gonna draw one of the texture bubbles. And on the observation page, on your rock, if it's felt pointy, if it had little caves, if it had cracks, you can go ahead and use the observation page to add that to your drawing on the feels like, on the hand, the box with the hand. And then raise your hand when you're done. So does everybody have their whole page filled without the sentences?
Yes.
Okay, so if you flip it over, and this is the page that has the sentences on it. So at the top of the page, there's a little name and date. At the top of the page, if you could write your name, you don't have to write the date, you just your name. And we're gonna go over these sentences again, and you're gonna write down what it looks like, what the shape of the rock. So we're gonna go over the first one. The one with the eyes, that one was my rock looks like. Does everybody remember that?
Yes.
So, verbally, I want each of you, one at a time, to tell me what your rock looked like. So we can start over here.
My rock looked like it was bumpy and brown and long.
Good, okay, so on that, you can write, my rock looks like cracked or bumpy, whichever one you want. And then how about you?
My rock looked very rough and it was sharp.
Okay,
and
so you can,
pointy.
and pointy, so you can write rough and pointy maybe on it if you want. And then what about you?
My rock looked like sparkly and it had pointy and cracks on it.
Okay, very good. So I would like for each of you to write what you saw or what your rock looked like. So on the next box, the box with the circle, the triangle, and the square, we're going to go over the sentence and you're gonna write what the shape was. So if everyone remembers the page with the shapes on it. So the shape of my rock is, and it's either gonna be a circle or a square. So what was your shape of the rock?
It was a long circle.
A long circle? So if you want to, you can write circle. Circle is totally fine. What was your rock?
My rock looked like a circle too.
Okay, very good. What did your rock look shape?
My rock looked like a square.
A square? Okay, very good. We had some different rocks in here. So now we're gonna move down to the color. So if everyone remembers the color page, and we're gonna go over the sentence stems again. So the color of my rock is, and that is where you're gonna write what color it was. So what color was your rock?
My rock was brown.
Okay, so then you can write brown. What color was your rock?
My rock was blue.
Good. What color was your rock?
My rock, it was blue.
Good, okay. So now, once everyone finishes writing the color of the rock, let me know. Good. So now we're gonna move on to feels like. My rock feels, and it was the texture, the one with the 3 circles on it, the texture of the pointy, bumpy, smooth. So what did your rock feel like over here?
My rock felt like it was very rough.
Okay, so then you can write rough. What did your rock feel like?
Mine felt very pointy.
What did your rock feel like?
I felt like a rough rock with some pointy parts in it.
Good. Okay, so So why do you think your rock was brown? Why do you think that?
I think maybe it came from the ground, or maybe from another bigger rock, and it was like a smaller piece of it.
How did you come to that conclusion? That it came from another rock?
It almost looks like it's a puzzle piece, the way it's shaped. So I feel like it eroded from a
Very-
different.
Very good observation skills. Where do you think your rock came from?
Maybe another rock too. And maybe I think it got some of the color from being rubbed against other textures and stuff like that.
That's good, that's good. Where did you think your rock came from?
I also think it was part of like a bigger rock, or because of the blue on it and the sparkly colors on it.
Very good,
Artistic looking.
very good. I have one last quick question. Do you know what mountains are made of? Anyone can answer?
Dirt and rocks.
Dirt and rocks, okay. Anybody else?
Is it layers of different rocks?
Yes,
over
it
time?
is layers of different rocks. Why do you think mountains are made like that? Are made of different layers of rocks?
I think from years and years of like other rocks building on top of other rocks, and they form really, really big.
Yes, very, very good. That was very good observation skills and very good coming to a conclusion. So why do you think that this blue rock, why they had said that it was a blue rock, why do you think this rock is like this? Anybody can answer.
I think it's like that. Maybe it was at the bottom of the ocean, and sometimes the ocean has colorful rocks down there, and that's maybe how it got its color.
That's a very good observation.
It almost looks like it's like a crystal. So
You're right.
maybe it was crystallized or somehow formed by heat.
You are very right. This is actually a crystal. This is a crystal.
Oh wow.
So what was your favorite part about today's lesson? Yes.
My favorite part was the blue rock.
The blue rock,
Because
why?
It was sparkly.
It is very sparkly.
It was shiny.
Yes.
I also liked that blue rock. It was very sparkly, and I kind of want to have it too.
Well, unfortunately, you can't, so I'm sorry. What about you?
I also like the blue rock just because it was smooth and my rock was very sharp.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Each rock is made very differently. So I'm sorry about your rock being sharp. Are your hands okay? Did you hurt yourself?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. So we're going to look at this book, which has a bunch of different rocks in it. We're just gonna look at it for a very short while. So each page is different. There's this rock. It's nice and red. It's like a ruby.
Oh, that's pretty.
There's this one is malachite. I know for a fact that if you get this one wet, it has some chemical reaction, it's not fun. So,
That sounds scary.
it does sound scary. This one is graphite. Does anybody know what graphite is used for?
Is that for pencils?
Yes, very good. It is used for pencils, and there's a pencil right here. It's very, very cool because each graphite piece is different. It never looks the same like the other one. Just like how these rocks look different, each piece of graphite looks different. Let me find a good rock. I have some very good rocks in here. Ooh, this one. This one is chalk. This one is an actual rock. Yes.
Isn't that what teachers use on chalkboards to write with?
Yes, very, very good. It is used for chalkboards. It can be dyed different colors like you see in this picture. So every piece of chalk is made in its own way. It can be used for it's what gymnasts use on their hands when they go on the poles. Have you guys seen the Olympics?
I never knew that's what that was.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was like flour or something.
I thought it was flour too, but then I researched it. This one is pretty cool. This one has cracks and holes, and I can't even pronounce this one, but I think it's cool. I thought you guys would like it.
It looks like the ones that are underwater.
Yes, it does. I do believe this one is usually found underwater in lakes and such. So this one, what do you think we use this one for? This one is coal.
Oh, for trains.
For trains, yes.
Yeah, to keep the fire going, is that what that is?
Yes. You can also use coal we burn coal for fossil fuels for different things that we use. So, all right. So in about 2 minutes, we're gonna go to lunch. So until then, I would like for someone to help me pack up the materials. And if you could turn in the page, this page with the rock on it, and the front and back one, the one with the words, the sentence stems, and what you drew. This page. Oh yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now we can go to lunch. Yay!